Hello and welcome to another episode of Unfulfilled Podcast with Denise and
Denise.
Today's episode is...
Are you the jealous type? We have a couple of people today on this podcast. We have Lachey.
Shayna.
Ego. Ooh.
But we're going to let him say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You spoke your piece early.
And we had it. So, we just going to do what we got to do.
So let's dive right in.
All right. So, Ego, since you are only man here at our gold table.
Clearly, it's always got to be the 4 against the 1. So I got to speak for the brothers on this term.
Exactly. Are you the jealous type?
Am I the jealous type? In this case, I'm going to have to say no. The reason why I say I'm not the jealous type is because in order to not be the jealous type, I had to learn things about me that made me jealous. So I figured that if I understood what would have made me become the way that I am of being a jealous type, it would be easier for me to fix so I wouldn't have to be. Because I feel like being in a jealous predicament with other people have made me realize why I wouldn't want to be a jealous type of person. So I always figured out that what I didn't like in people, because some people do enjoy that jealousy type of feeling or vibe because it feels like a protection for them. They're jealous because they look over me, or they're jealous because they have something about me that they enjoy, and they don't want to share that with somebody else.
Yeah, jealousy.
But in reality, that's not always the case, because there's always an underlining condition to things like that. And I think sometimes people miss those steps because they're so used to that. They're used to the jealous type. But when it comes to not being okay with it, then things start to hit a lot differently. So I figured that if I don't want to be put in a position, nor do I want to put somebody else in a position, I had to learn what it means to be jealous. So I had to take a step and realize I'm being overprotective means that I'm being too jealous. And I'm talking for my partner means that I'm just being too jealous. If I'm watching my partner every footstep, does that mean that I'm jealous? Because even though people might not see me as being a jealous type, but those are jealous kind of traits and systematic things that people normally do.
But see, jealousy is also toxic.
Jealousy is also toxic because a lot of people.
I don't want to stand there being next to somebody and somebody go past me and you just gonna let that person look at you. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying?
And people don't know how to handle being in a jealous situation either.
Right.
Because there's certain circumstances where, like you say, being out, let's say at a store, and someone be like, "Dang, you just gonna let them look at you like that?" Okay, that's like a solidified jealous part, right? Because now you're not just at a store with just one person looking at you like that. You got an ultimate amount of people going in and out that's have acknowledged that you're there. So I have to realize that who I'm being jealous about in a room full of multiple people that we have just recently watched past. Right. And that means that I'm not even looking at maybe somebody's looking at me and you. I'm looking at the fact that someone's just admiring you. You know what I mean?
Unless they step out of character.
Exactly.
But I feel like if you have an agreement with that person or your person's spouse or whatever, then I feel like it shouldn't be any type of jealousy. Y'all know exactly what's going on in the relationship,
Right.
The situation. But if you got that little one person that's like, oh, I hate everybody who just even try to look at her or him or something like that, that's gonna be a problem for certain people.
Or do you think that sometimes when jealousy comes involved, it's because of how your mate made you feel to become jealous? Because sometimes, like you said, sometimes looking and stuff like that. Some people actually, they get a little bit excited and they kind of entertain it. So that can make a jealous situation because it's like, well, every time you're doing this, you know what I'm saying? You get an ego head, excuse me, ego. But you know what I'm saying? But you get that ego trip like you all that or something. Then sometimes it bumps back to the relationship because they know that, I know I look good type attitude, and it comes back. And so sometimes that makes, and I would say more so insecurity, more so than jealousy. But I do think that jealousy plays a part in every relationship to a degree. I don't know how far it comes, but the definition of jealousy is not necessarily always that, I don't like this person, or I don't like the way she look, or this and that, or, she can't look better than me, or else, and stuff like that. That doesn't necessarily mean that is the category of jealousy when it comes down to relationship.
Because it could be two kinds of jealousy.
Right,
It's definitely like you want to play to get back, or he did something to you and you trying to make him jealous or something like that, or you can actually just really
the tit for tat type jealousy.
Because and when you say like there's two, because there's an envious type of jealousy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when people have an envious type of jealousy, it's more of a vindictive type of jealousy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand that, like, you're conditioned in a lot of ways to be certain ways that you are. So if you have a jealous mentality, it just didn't start with your partner.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It
started in long-term scenarios. You know what I mean? Feeling like you're the one that's left out of a lot of things, or feeling like that you're not being the one attentive to a lot of things.
That's what I was going to say.
So,
people need to learn the difference.
So.
Some people are not jealous. They're territorial.
Yes,
there
controlling.
You go. Perfect.
Territorial. Now, I'm not controlling, but I am territorial. If I'm with a certain person, I'm like, that's mine.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. You fit one of them categories, though. You're like, territorial.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not jealous. If you look at mine, okay, he fine, but I got him, and I'm going to keep on moving. But I am territorial, so.
But see, my whole thing is, I'm not going to lie. I will get jealous if I feel like the situation is being handled wrong. Because I feel like you caring for this person's feelings more than you caring for mine. So what's the real thing going on? So now I'm jealous because she's got what I've been trying to get from you all this time.
Okay, so yeah, we was about to ask you.
Or it's a situation where, okay, so you got somebody that's constantly at you, but you in a situation, your relationship, you got a person, whatever, cool beans. But then the person keep telling you that, I like you, or I think you fine, or I think you this, and you ain't even acknowledged your person. You just acknowledging this person right here. That's, to me, is I'm not gonna be jealous, but I'm gonna be territorial because I feel like, why don't they know about me? Why they saying what they saying? And won't bring it back till she said what she said.
And then that comes.
My whole
that's a whole nother.
Hold on. But that comes with status. What's your status with that person?
Right,
too?
that's true.
Because he ain't gotta tell you nothing or explain nothing to nobody if you don't have that type of status.
And that's why I agree with that too, because a lot of times people don't understand their positions in certain entitlements.
What role you play?
You know what I mean?
But to understand your position, you gotta know what the position is.
Exactly.
And
communication.
That person, whatever position you in with that person, they cannot make you overplay it. Because if you start overplaying it, then you're going to think you got to upgrade in your position when you never did, but you doing what somebody else is supposed to be doing.
That's why we tell people to make sure you know where you stand. Communication is a key, because we sitting up here being jealous of something that we have no reason to be jealous for, because he ain't even yours, or she ain't even yours.
Right.
So yes, you definitely need to know where you stand at. And I mean, sometimes you got to go back to the playbook and be like, okay, if you say 3 months down the line, where we at? 6 months down the line, where we at? You sucking on toes now, boo. Where you at? 9 months now, you done blew the ass now. Where we at? You know what I'm saying? Because you need to know, because just because a person is like 100% with you, can get freaky with you, can love on you, quote unquote, or whatever, make you feel like the best thing in the world, that doesn't mean he still wants you.
And what we not about to do is play on and play on and play on, and then think, I thought you knew we was in a relationship.
Exactly.
We're not finna do that.
And this is my thing. If me and you decided, boom, we gonna kick it. We gonna see how we vibe or whatever, and then we'll check it out in 6 months, 7 months, whatever. If 7 months come, and by the time 7 months come, you don't know if I need to be your girlfriend, I need to be a little more than your girlfriend. If you don't, I'm not saying we gotta just force ourselves into something if we don't naturally fold into it, I don't want it at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I need to know what position I'm playing because
Yeah,
I'm never
that
gonna
boy to
overplay
check
my
that
position
box.
for real.
Are we
Right.
boyfriend
Are
and
we
girlfriend?
this? Are we
Check
that?
yes,
I feel like
check
you know who you want to be, but you know.
But I think
you know what
after
you
maybe
want.
4 or 5 months, you even know. Like, it don't take much
Well,
time
that's
for
why I
you
said
to
the
know.
conversation
like-
should come to
Exactly.
Absolutely.
because especially when you are interactive with sexually, once you start becoming sexually, especially consistently, right? Or you playing house. That means, oh, boo, I'm cooking you this, I'm doing that, I'm cleaning up your house, I'm doing this or whatever. He doing the same thing, whatever it may be. Then y'all playing this role like y'all together. Then yes, let's have this conversation because maybe we doing too much. Because if we just want to be, sexually active,
then let's
know
agree
that's
we
what
fuck
we
buddies.
want.
I think nowadays that's not the modern talk. You know what I mean? That's not something that it is expressed in the door.
And
it
it
just
should
kind of unraveled through the idea of like we go with the flow.
So we done
You know what I
been
mean?
flowing for all these months. So yeah, this bait now.
We've been flowing for all these
Now you
years,
gotta
and
tell
this
me
is
what I
exactly
got.
You
what
waiting
we've
on
been
that
doing
ring,
all
and
this
he up
time.
there saying,
And
"I
whole
know
time
that."
we just been flowing like this, and it's just been good
So
for
it
us
never
because
moved,
it
even
never.
though you one person may have thought it moved. You didn't actually solidify your spot.
And then you
in that
trying to figure out
situation.
why he ain't popped the
Right.
question.
And
Right.
not only that, but you trying
Because
to
we
figure out why he talking
comfortable.
to
We in
3, 4,
limbo. That's
Exactly,
why.
right.
We in limbo. That's
Right, we
why.
sitting in limbo, but now you trying to figure out why you being disrespectful, and he talking to 3, 4, 5, 7 women.
And then
But
that's
this-
where that jealousy
but this-
kick
But
in
then, and then
again.
he
Exactly.
go back in your face. We never talked about being more than a situation.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
this is also come the question.
situationship.
This also now comes to another question where you have to feel like, is the guy responsible to let a woman know whether
Heck
or not
no.
if that's something that's going beyond the limits
I don't
of
care
what
who
she should be
you
doing
are.
at
Who
her
brings
place
it
or
up?
what we
This
should be
is my
doing
thing
in
right
our
here.
place.
This is what I feel
Because
that if I'm fucking you and don't know, and people don't know that we fucking, that's a problem for me. Because even if all we are a situation, it still needs to be told, like, okay, this is what I'm doing with this person. You still have to, at the end of the day, it's like you still have to care about other people because if you having sex with this one, and this one got something,
you want the respect.
I want the respect and the
out of it,
responsibility of the whole thing of having sex with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like.
But that goes into play. Are you exclusively the only one he's fucking?
Exactly. That's
Did
the
y'all
whole
talk
thing.
about
So this is the thing.
Because if it is, then at that point is when it needs to be acknowledged. Okay, I'm probably dating people, but this is the only one I'm intimate with.
But see, that's a whole tricky situation too. Because if I'm exclusively fucking you, but you're not my man yet, I want to go and see what I can see. But I don't want you to be offended, especially if I'm tight with you. I don't want you to be offended.
And then
by
that's
it.
where y'all dudes got a problem at. Because y'all know
y'all
y'all
can do it, but y'all won't let us do it.
But see, that one I will give you facts about. We men cannot handle someone
same.
doing something differently
Jealousy.
from what we do, and you're getting it from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Y'all can't handle the
I
same
can
hurt y'all
factually,
honest.
I can
Like I said, jealousy kicks
factually,
in
I can
here.
factually honestly say that is when a man's ego
Especially
and
when you
pride
giving it to him
is
right.
stepped into place because a lot of things is this, right? We as men, we have this value to what we are and what we do. So let's say, for instance, I work, but I also know that in certain ways I lack in doing something. Maybe sex is one thing that I know for a fact, you know what I mean, that can get me through some of the things that I know as a man I feel pride about doing when it comes to that type of objective. And then in some guys, they know that in other ways, that's not their cup, you know what I mean, of tea that they can go by. So money or a certain type of status is what they get passed by. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when
But see, my whole thing
we're
is that-
providing a certain itemized category for a person that we feel like we taking a pride or initiating a certain circumstance in, you know what I mean, and feel like that wasn't good enough in terms of, like, let's say sex, money, or whatever or in case it may be, you know what I mean, that does something to us because we feel like in aspect you went to him, it might not have been for sex or it might have been for sex, but in one of those categories we feel like you kind of like chip the pieces of what we do for someone else that could have done this a lot better than what I've
So
already
y'all allowed
done.
to feel like that and do that to us, but
But
when we
that
flip it
feel
on
like
y'all,
that,
it's just
girl,
chaotic.
you tripping. Calm down. It's not even that way. My whole thing is this.
What do you
If
mean?
we sat down and
What
had
you-
what do you mean? This is my thing. If you can sit there, okay, boom. Let's say this. let's say we had the conversation, and I am a situationship with you, and I have no problem being with that, because sometimes that's what you need, a situationship.
And nothing else.
But then it may lead into something else that you wasn't expecting. You didn't think you was going.
But then that's when y'all go back to the table and talk like, okay, look, listen.
And don't be talking about no...
Because we as men, we know when... I'm going to be real. We as men, we know when y'all hit the dirt too hard.
Look.
Okay.
So this is what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. We coming to the table. Just don't be talking about no damn entanglements, okay?
I feel like...
Exactly. What do you mean by hit the dirt too hard?
I feel like we as men, y'all already know we do things in like two ways. It's either like in a yes or no manner. But with y'all, there's multiple yes, no, maybe possibility of how you're going to effectively do worse than we do. Okay. See, we can go out, let's say, we can go out and cheat tomorrow and be like, I don't know her. She just said woo woo, I said woo woo, and that was that. Y'all on the other hand, y'all go out and get the guy who drives the Tesla.
Oh, hell yeah.
Y'all go out and get the guy.
Wow, if I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna make that shit worth it.
Y'all go out and get the guy that gets 6 figures, and then you get the ones that make us look like we weren't even worth nothing in the first place.
If I've been down since day one and you ain't ever had to do nothing because I had your back, I don't need you sitting there getting mad at me.
But hold on, I'm gonna be honest. Wait a minute, I gotta cut in. First
then y'all
of all,
gonna have the audacity.
Ego, hold on, Ego.
Come on, Denise and Shayna.
I'm sorry, but if you go do anything, you should be leveling up, okay?
Exactly.
Period. There's no reason why, and I'm sorry about your feelings, boo boo. I'm sorry about your insecurities, baby. But at the end of the day, if I'm gonna choose to step out on you, he gonna be better than you.
Because you stepped out on me?
Well, exactly. At least I stepped out and knew I wasn't gonna get no better than what I already had. I already knew I was going for like.
But this my thing.
A little simple dip.
So
y'all going for the real kill.
You went out for ice cream, but instead we wanted a full course meal.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but that's your fault.
We just went for
no fault, boo.
We just went to the
store.
store.
The ice cream sandwiches and I wanted lobster.
We just went to the store and got a quick snack. Y'all got dinner for 3 days. That's a problem.
That's right, baby.
But that's how it has to be.
So let me hold on.
This is my thing. If I'm giving you everything I got and then some, and that's still not enough for you, I don't know what I can tell you.
But
if it's not enough for you, but it's enough for him, and he's satisfied with what I'm giving him, and if I'm giving him everything that I feel I can give,
don't be no
and
hater,
he's satisfied with it, if you don't want it, don't
force it.
Don't sit there and keep it hostage. Move on so somebody else can sit there.
But see, you know what?
That
trickles back to the jealousy state.
And
because the thing is that men can't. Sometimes some men ain't gonna say, "Oh man," but we do got these ones who think that they act like they can, but then they back in their mama's house crying. But we ain't gonna say nothing about them. They just don't want everybody to know that they feel a certain way because you won't let your feelings out. So that's why you're by yourself now. But at the end of the day, that's where the jealousy still kicks in at for men. Men think that. I feel like if I'm doing this, and this, I can have this, and this, and this. But you still should be okay with what I'm giving you, and that should be enough.
You want me to give you $300 while I got $10, and I'm supposed to be okay with this 10 while you over there splurging on the $300. I don't got time for that.
And my thing is, so I feel like this at the end of the day, we need to look at it for what it is. My thing is this. That's why I say we keep going back to communication. Communication is the key. Because women are okay with certain agreements, but to a degree. One thing about us, we emotional creatures. We get feelings quicker than most. And women can say that they players, they bosses, and all that stuff. But baby girl, if that lad is hitting you right. I mean, when I'm saying...
It ain't even just the lead. It's the conversation.
All of it. But I'm just saying, if he hitting it right... Let's be real, though. If he hitting it right... Because y'all can say that shit now, but that dude won't give you 50 cents and you still will be okay because sex is good and he pumping that ass right. You sitting up there, on the table and everything else and you feeling good. That emotions going to kick in. And then you're going to realize after 3-4 months of good sex that it ain't everything. That's when we wake up and say, well, damn, he good, but he just ain't doing enough. And then he thinking because he laying the pipe, that's good enough.
Exactly.
And he still can do what he want to do. So we have to be women. We have to say, hold on, boo. this is what I expect from you. And he needs to say, and this is what I expect from you.
Exactly.
Now, if we're going to start off in a situationship first, and then we're going to decide if we want a date, if we're going to decide that we want a partnership with a relationship, what is that? What are we doing?
Exactly.
But it does take steps, and it's okay.
But then I need you to
take
understand
steps.
too that in that situationship, there are no expectations of me unless I ask you. Do you have expectations? If I decide to say, "Do you have expectations of me as your situationship?" and you say yes, I
well, if you're in a situationship,
and I'm fucking you, we got expectations because you ain't finna be laying up with every damn.
Thank you.
I mean that's a no-brainer for most people.
Not
some people don't care.
Nah, because they got a situationship with you, Sarah, Keisha, Alicia, Tamika, all y'all.
But see, my whole thing is, this is the thing though.
He up there like, well, who's that trick daddy? How you like
it? It ain't even gotta be about the sex. I don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. But what I'm saying is,
Lachey over there crying like you got. That's your own answer there, honey.
No, but what I'm saying,
you ain't agree.
I don't need that.
But
I want somebody to intellectually.
This is another thing that people don't understand.
I want somebody to intellectually fuck me. Like, I want to have a conversation with you and feel like, bitch, did you just do that to me? Like, that's what I want.
But I want you to fuck me and be intellectually fucking me too at the same time.
This is
I don't want you just for sex, though. I don't want you just to have sex with you.
I want you to tell me, give me some literature or something while you banging my brains.
I want you to meet those things. So if I'm giving you time and energy and I'm putting forth that effort to say, you know what, this is what we gonna do. This is how we gonna do. Are you okay with this plan? You know, like, I have a friend right now who I could sit and talk to this person for hours and it not feel like we was on the phone long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how I feel.
But just because that's the connection y'all have in the
but it
communication
started off as something else. And I have to put myself in a situation where it's like, okay, you agreed to this. You can't take it somewhere else if that person is not in agreement with that. Because then your feelings gonna get hurt, your heart gonna get broken. You're gonna be mad at that person because you feel like, why don't they see that that this is not enough anymore? I'm okay, but it's like I have to keep my G in check most of the time because it'd be like, bro, do you for real? Like,
well, I mean,
but y'all also have to understand too that sex can be toxic.
Yep. Yes, it can.
And this is the one thing I can understand is the reason why I say this is because a lot of relationships last because of either sex or either because you have someone addicted to how you have sex and they don't want to let you go because of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I said sex plays a big part.
They want
but
to
it shouldn't be
in your circle because of the way that you give sex.
Right.
And that's what they really honestly see you for. You know what I mean? Like, you can be a good woman.
I don't want to be seen as just
you can be
you
can honestly, wholeheartedly, you can be a good woman or man and do everything that you're supposed to do, all this other stuff, and wholeheartedly, they vibing to all of that, but the sex is important to them. And they don't care about nothing
everybody don't.
but the sex.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that causes a dampener in what you do because there might be days where you might actually need that person to be there for you just other through the physical touch.
Yep.
And the only thing they want to get from you is that physical touch is because that's all they are
accustomed to.
And that's what can cause.
But that's what they enjoy about you.
Right.
They don't see you. They don't see
your values or your worth.
That you had. They don't see your brains. They don't see the intellectual part that you wanted to share with them. All they see is that, damn, when she spread them legs, I'm in heaven.
Right.
That's it. So yeah, you're right. Sometimes you don't get what you think you get.
I had to get to
because we'll lay it on them, especially that first. Let's just be real.
Hell yeah, that
first
time
time,
you
gonna bust that up good so he can come back because you like, man, I want this dude to know that I ain't playing with him. Right. And then so they come back.
Right.
I'm just being we do what we gotta do. Let's just
exactly. We do an extra few tricks. You know what you got to do.
And then after a while, you know when you slip it because they start dragging too. They're like, it ain't the same like it used to be. Girl, you used to be swinging off of poles and shit. Now look at you. You just want to lay there and do missionary style, or you just want to just go doggy and that's it or something. So we gotta, if that's how you attach, that's how you grab them though. You gotta keep it up. It's like anything, like they say. Well, if you're looking good, that's how you got them because you look good.
You gotta keep them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I also feel like, jealousy happens because people are conditioned that way. So that's why I feel like the reason why I'm not a jealous type is because I learned what made me jealous in certain current situations or why I felt like I was jealous. I could have been jealous because I felt like I was too much of a good dude and I didn't have enough carelessness in me to do some of the things that some of the guys would want to do. But then I feel like I shouldn't have to change a little bit of who I am because
now I'm not doing that shit.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what that part. That's what that part.
Just so you can want me more and stuff.
Exactly. That's that part of jealousy that you have to figure out on your own. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because people get insecure or jealous for their own reasons.
I ain't gonna lie. Because of like what I went through in past relationships, stuff like that, I do get a little jealous when I feel like a female is a little too close to my man. Like, if you no, in all seriousness,
it's like in a friendship
if you sitting next to him at a table or whatever, and y'all have a conversation, it's fine. But then when your ass get nuzzled up and bitch, what you want my man for? Because I feel like, oh, that's sus or that's whatever.
Yeah, I don't play that
because too many shit.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if I didn't know her before we was together, I don't need to know her afterwards, and that means evidently she wasn't important enough for
you to say something to me,
life in the beginning. Right. So if we together, we done been together for quite some time.
And I ain't never heard her.
We been together for years or something or whatever. Then you all of a sudden, old Sally came in and you told me some y'all went to grade school together, y'all best friends and stuff. Well, how the hell I don't know about
exactly because Sally gonna sit her ass right there. Exactly. I'm gonna sit right here and you gonna sit right there.
Cause men got that bad. Y'all like to bring up. Y'all got
my best friend.
Ain't no damn best friend,
baby.
So I guess I am.
But y'all can't be mad though either, because y'all do the same thing though.
How?
Y'all will do the same thing though. See, the difference between
got a best friend and
you gonna beat that best friend.
This is my thing. This is my thing.
They don't care about none of that.
See,
niggas don't care if your best friend is gay.
Let me tell you.
But if it's a regular, just a man, but hold on, it's okay. It's okay for them to have female friends. But when we have a guy friend,
15, 16
we fucking, and we could have introduced y'all to her.
I'm not saying that women don't have feminine type of friends. That's males. But what I'm saying is some males are very well with acting out as if they are a friend just to be a friend, but whole time
and women got that
they
too.
just in predicament
do that too.
just because they know that at the end of the day. Because let me tell you, a woman is gonna feel more comfortable with opening up to more of their
in this relationship game.
They sure do.
Of their more like friend that they can approach with. Like I can tell you anything. I can open up and tell you anything.
Especially the opposite sex.
If you feel like I don't ever want to do anything with you, but even if I have this moment where I feel like you needed a moment to just be away from all these men that treat you like garbage, and you like, I can be like, okay, girl, come over here. Let me have one moment with you. And whole time, that's my motive.
That was in the gate to get
you know what I mean? That's my motive. Some men are very good with just being characters with certain things just to get what they want.
But men think they better than women.
In
all aspects of the relationship, because y'all think y'all could
Hold on, let us speak.
Y'all think y'all could have multiple friends, but we can't. Y'all think that y'all could cook better, but y'all can't. Y'all think a lot of stuff that y'all could do, but we can't never do it. Then y'all got this little thing where y'all can fuck so many people, and they don't get labeled as nothing.
And y'all players.
But the women do it, and we hoes. We
but
whores.
then the other thing too is this.
Broads. We all this.
You know what I think it is too? When you in relationships, because in relationships, you got a lot of elements, because not a lot of people don't have kids now either. Mm-hmm. So you got a lot of elements into that situation too. Because my whole little motto is, if the baby under 5, the relationship's still alive. So unless you can prove
it, I'm saying that because the rhyme goes got 5 alive.
It's so true. Hold on. It is so true to it, whether you like it
whether you want to believe it or not. Because I ain't gonna sit here and have no baby with nobody and not have no feelings for them. Now I hate my baby daddy. I don't care nothing about that. But shit, it's dead. You feel it? You feel it?
But hold on.
Because it depends on what you're going through when you're going through what you're going through.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. The difference is between the little rhyme she said that if your baby under 5, the relationship's still alive, it's a 2-part to that 2-part
Yeah.
flow. You might not be fucking that person no more, but that relationship is definitely there
It's
because you
fresh.
have no choice. You
Right.
have communication to deal with. You
Absolutely.
have to deal with
Absolutely.
everything else.
But see,
So,
my
and,
Absolutely.
and that
The problem
sometimes
that can-
lingers into
to a
your new
new
relationship.
relationship.
Exactly. So that's the difference. So sometimes you gotta make sure when you put yourself in that situation, when it comes down to
No,
kids,
no,
with
it's
kids
serious.
involved, you gotta make sure you definitely know what type of ship you got, whether it's a situation ship,
Right.
relationship,
I don't care whether it's a
partnership,
situation or not.
Whatever.
I just feel like
A
you
dead-
right, man is a dead shit.
Titanic ship.
That's completely
Bro,
dead.
but I feel like no, but seriously,
What y'all-
in all honesty,
y'all-
Now,
in all
So-
honesty, I just feel like people need to be upfront. This is my thing. I'd rather you be upfront and honest with me and tell me everything coming in the gate than to hide stuff from me. Because the minute that you had something from me,
It's a
we
fucked
got
up
a problem.
So,
Now-
look, Denise, question, because Denise, she haven't even really got a chance to speak about that. So, what's your intake on this jealousy type thing?
I lived it. You know, I really lived it. Like I said, I'm not jealous, but I'm territorial. I feel like Ego said, if a person is consistently around jealousy, they're going to develop that trait.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a 14-year situationship, so I knew on and off it was something that I was doing that was keeping him there. That was enough, but it wasn't enough to keep the commitment. You know what I'm saying?
keep him there for good.
So that had me looking at myself like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I know I'm a good woman. I know I'm a good catcher. I know how, I was raised by a good woman, so I know how to take care of a home and all of that. But it's like, okay, what the hell am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it just all depends on the person you with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, sometimes it's not you. And
Exactly.
sometimes that's when we have to really look deeper into seeing
To the
what's going
person.
on. Because everybody has a glow in their life where they want to change or experience
Because
or do
that's what I
something
was gonna
different.
say. People
because
are ever evolving,
it doesn't
so they're
necessarily
not always
mean
the
it's
same
about
person.
you.
Right.
It's about them. Or you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like for me, you know what I'm saying? I look at myself and I see myself changing
Because you're human. You
dramatically
ever
Right.
all the time because I'm getting older. So I'm like, wait a minute, I refuse to deal with this.
Exactly.
Or I refuse to deal with that. Or damn, I want a little bit of this.
And me now going
You know
through
what
that
I'm saying?
14-year
Maybe I
thing,
do
I'm
want
never
maybe
going to
I
put
want some
myself.
caramel on my ice cream.
Yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I
never
was
gonna
married
put
for
my.
almost- I was married for what? Almost 14 years, 13 years,
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you have to, if you can't, this is my thing. Within that time frame, you know what you know. People are ever evolving because we grow, we get
Exactly.
older.
And when you with somebody that long, of course they know
if
you.
you don't know,
forwards and
if
backwards.
you don't know within 7 months if you want to really deal with me, don't waste my time.
And
Don't
you
waste
should,
it.
you should. You have that right to
Because
ask
I
that
could
question.
have been
You
doing
have a
something
right
else
to
with my
want
time.
that.
Now, if I say to you, I like being in your space. I like being around you. I think that you're great. I think that you're a wonderful human being.
Mm-hmm.
That's me saying you're somebody I feel compatible
Exactly.
with. We ain't gotta go further than that, but still, I just want you to know if I'm thinking
If
about
we
you
do,
and giving you
talk
my
to me.
time, talk to me. Don't waste my time.
And
if you get to
definitely-
a point where you feel like it was fun, but it's over, let me know.
Exactly.
Don't have me guessing.
Because I was gonna say that's another thing too. Definitely, when you see somebody's they're sparking. I would say when I say sparking, that means they're really feeling you. When you in a situation, you might you meet somebody, you be like you feeling that person's really feeling you, and the other person already sees it. Whether they want to act like they, oh well, I didn't know she was into me like that. You knew,
Right.
Because it was things she was doing to you to let you know that she was
into
really
you.
falling for you.
And if everybody
And
in the
if you
room
know
could
you're
see
not-
how y'all looking at each other and know
and
the
if you're
vibe
not
is matching
ready
up,
for that,
Say,
pause it. Tell them right there, you know what, maybe we need to slow down. We moving too fast because I'm just not ready for that level yet. It's okay. Because if that person don't understand, you don't need them anyway. I'm just going to be
Exactly.
honest. Because if you got some things going on, I don't want you coming to me in a toxic shit. So if you toxic already, you got issues going on, let's fix that first. Now, if you want me to be with you and we fix it together and work together with it, then let me know and I make that decision. You don't want to be bothered with
Because
it.
you can
Because
really
you
like
can
a
be with somebody
person.
and get it together. You know, you
Exactly.
can. I don't have a problem working
Yes.
with you if necessary.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ego.
Guys, this is no longer a podcast. This is Monday service. You hear me, fellas? This is Monday service. So let me tell y'all something.
Okay, well, tell them.
So let's address the elephant in the room. So look, I believe that you as women
Let me take another drink.
are always in a situation where you are in control. Because I'm gonna tell y'all why. Pussy is power.
Okay.
It is, and it's
So I'm gonna tell you why. At the end of the day, there are so many men that want it, and there are so many men that wants to be it.
That's true.
So I'm gonna leave it just right there.
You said leave it?
Wants to be it. So at the end of the day, that shows you how much women controls a lot of nationality or different situations in the world.
I would agree.
So
women do have the power.
in the amount of respect that women are in a lot of control on how they are birthing so many more of us as men and so many more of women to be prone to get ready for a man that can physically, mentally, and spiritually take care of them, shows that women are a very big, important role into this society of life.
Okay, preacher. Let me
I'm gonna make this clear.
Okay, and then tag me in because I'm
gonna make this clear.
Tag me in because I got the scripture for your text.
Without two women in our men's life, there would not be a sense of violence, war, or even a reason to fight.
Because what James Brown said, it's a man's world,
it's a man's world.
It
is a man's world. It is wholeheartedly a man's world. But women control how the man move in the world.
Okay, here's your scripture
text.
This is reality. Listen, I got your scripture text. Then why, when y'all got the good woman in y'all life who's willing to just stop everything and to be all in for y'all, that's the one y'all let get away.
Exactly.
I'm going to be wholeheartedly. I'm going to be wholeheartedly honest with you.
Read.
So listen here. It's not that it's not that we let the woman get away. It's the fact that you didn't pick the man that was good enough or ready for you. That was the problem. You didn't pick the man that was willing or ready for you. You gave someone else the position that a real man was supposed to take, and you chose to stick with him because you thought he was either going to do better, you thought he was either going to show you something that you believed in.
You can't change a person that don't want to be changed.
Exactly, but instead you waited around because you thought or knew he was going to change, and you never got the real life scenarios that he never changed.
Well, let the church say amen.
So technically that part is on you women who do decide that I'm going to stick to my man because I know eventually he will change. And guess what?
Played out now, y'all.
If you gotta tell yourself eventually he will change, guess what, partner? That problem is now on you. That is no one else's problem but yours. Some women know they worth, and they'll tell you like, listen, I already see the signs, and I'm not with that shit.
You know what? I was looking at a little show that they have on Facebook.
Hopefully want that red table.
No, it was the Kendra. She does the little Facebook dating thing and stuff, and there was a dude on there. And this dude, he was like, he does good. He got a good job. He got his own business and this and that. He got 2 foreign cars and all this. And then she was like, so what? So why you single and stuff? It just don't work out. These women ain't nothing. They always want to be thoughts. They call themselves bosses and this and that. And she was like, so what's wrong with a woman saying she a boss? Oh, well, you know what the thing is? Now, he was very controlling type man. You could tell because of the way he was talking. You could tell that he wanted a woman that needed him. He said the only requirement he wanted was a woman where she couldn't be fat and she had to have a car. That's it.
She couldn't be fat,
but she had to have a car.
Okay.
And the reason why he wanted control of that situation,
because he wanted to be able to say, "Come over here.
You do what I want you to do.
When I want you.
I'll take care of you, but you're gonna do what I say when I say it and how I want you to do it."
Can I ask a question though? Is that controlling or that's just his standard?
Oh no, it was more than that. It was controlling as you
okay, I just want to be sure because
he was saying what
some man has.
He said, well, women don't make more than men.
Wrong. But there is some women that would tell you exactly what they want. I need a man that's making 100 figures. He can't be less than 6 feet. He gotta be built.
And that's
he
fine.
Gotta be this.
But you don't sit there. But we're not gonna say that
all the ultimatums of what a man has to be for her.
He said all women don't. All women make less than men.
But
that's
we all know that's not true because we can talk about Oprah.
Right.
That's one woman on the category that literally we can say as. Right now, living.
He been playing his role
proof.
For years.
That's at least one woman we know right now that makes more than any man that has probably ever seen in their life. Mm-hmm. So, in my respect for like understanding what our values are, I feel like this: women wants what they want, and then women want what they want, but then they willing to wait till they know exactly what it is that they want.
Exactly.
So it's safe to say that you have people that are jealous, territorial, overprotective, inconsiderate.
And so it's not always rolled up into jealousy.
It's not just rolled up into jealousy.
You have people that's in different categories.
You have people that's just in different categories.
It might be insecurity, but it might look
jealousy,
like jealousy.
You know what I mean? Jealousy
happens. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes jealousy is, I'm not going to say it's necessarily good, but I think sometimes
jealousy can
when
be
you
healthy,
can
though.
show that you have a concern, it might present itself as jealousy, but a person needs to know how you feel
right
too. So because if you're not expressing yourself, like if it's like this, if me and Ego was together and you know what I'm saying, he the life of the party and all the women on him because he can dance and all this stuff, and then I'm sitting back and I'm looking at it, but I know I'm not liking it, so I'm getting jealous because you know he getting all the attention and everything. And so my thing is yes, that is a little bit of jealousy still, because I know I don't like that attention flowing, and then I'm trying to figure out, well, why you ain't pull me up and whine with me, why you gotta whine with her or this and that, you know, and all this and stuff. Why you ain't you know, having me twerk on you?
So it can be little triggers
so
that
can
make you,
that can trigger to make you jealous. But at the end of the day, if you let him know that's a concern, then the next time we go out, he should be grabbing my motherfucking arm.
Now if he doing the same thing,
come on, baby, let's do this together. Let's hit the flow together.
Because you told
exactly. Because I know him.
That's
because I know when my man. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I know when my man. We was at the club together, and I was up there dancing. We was dancing. I decided to do something else. I was doing my thing. He ended up getting on the dance floor. One of the chicks that I knew too was up on him, dancing on him and stuff. He was like, I don't know where you came from, but you just jumped right in the middle. That's you're damn right.
Exactly.
Because this ain't no situation.
It's different. It's different when the person
is marriage.
I love it.
Well, on that note, this has been another great episode of Unfulfilled with Denise and
Denise.
Until next time, we want to thank our special guest for being here.
Thank you, y'all.
Until next time, we are out. Deuces.
Deuces.